Alright, so I played a game recently called Ori and the Blind Forest. I got this recommended to me and went into it with little expectations. Or more accurately, I was negative about it and was looking for an excuse to stop. However, unlike some other modern platformers, which I won't name right now, I got sucked in and at times got exactly what is actually fun about the genre. Couple that with a cute protagonist and a cute story and you've got yourself a very solid recommendation. So what is it about? I'm gonna be honest, I felt like the story lost a lot whenever any words were used, because it felt like a kindergarten teacher talking to a kid. This sort of thing is much better done through showing instead of telling, and it does that for the most part, and I couldn't get into the nitty-gritty of it at all. So the story is about a little Stitch-looking character who tries to restore the forest to its former glory, and everything that might entail. I won't really say any other details because I don't really know them. So what did I enjoy? The flooded tree. That entire sequence felt like playing Sanabi for the first time. That's basically as high of a praise as I can give any platformer. There were a few other times this sort of thing, sort of high octane, like with a lava wave or the sequence at the end, but none of them were as good as that tree. I think it's called Ginso tree, anyway. If you played it, you definitely know what I'm talking about. I would say recommended the game just for that sequence alone is already reasonable, although it's obviously not too long, so well, the rest of the game is there, in case you need it. Aside from that, in general, I enjoyed the abilities, mainly the little bounce you can do off of enemies or projectiles, and in the definitive edition there is a way to shoot projectiles yourself, essentially getting a double jump, which adds up to the triple jump available. Once the game gave that, I was hooked and wanted to explore every nook and cranny. Sadly, there wasn't much need to at that point. Max health helped a ton, but aside from that, the pickups lose their appeal, especially the upgrade points. There are definitely a few ways to abuse some enemies and farm that stuff endlessly. And I know this is a dick move to say, but I enjoyed the story. But like I said, I didn't actually catch a lot of it. Instead, the thing that I've actually enjoyed is the villain. Why we did what we did and where we ended up. Also Gumo. But the ending is also beautiful, no denying that. I don't know if I'm just easily emotional, but there were a few tears. But again, dialogue... no, just no. Show, don't tell, please. So what did I dislike? The start. It's slow. Simple as that. Going through it up until that bounce ability was a chore. It took some getting used to, but I adored that ability so damn much. Traversing some crazy locations and definitely going where I wasn't supposed to go yet. But before that, it was like going through the beginning of Time Spinner or some other games which I won't mention. It's just rough, and I would rather not go into that. So, I also disliked the save system, which works a bit weird. The player needs mana, and they need to wait for the gauge to fill, then cast this little light which can be used to save again. It can basically be used anywhere, which is good, but well, I've been playing Iron Fury and Gloomwood, and having quick save quick load right there feels so much more intuitive. This little complication for the complication's sake is just not very enjoyable, but it's not a big deal. It's just this complaint which is a personal pet peeve for me. Which is actually my point here. I can complain about 3 things, the rest is spot on. Plays nice, the difficulty is okay, I didn't feel tortured like when I played a game called Horus. Neither did it feel tedious like, well, beginning of Time Spinner, which definitely had some very annoying moments, but I bypassed all that by buying all the consumables and brute forcing everything. Ori had some annoying moments, but, well, none of them were bad enough. Few too many spikes, a little hard to tell where to go, that sort of thing. I would really just be nitpicking. Like, the map doesn't mark everything. Sometimes there are locked doors, those get no mentions on the map. Some were breakable walls, which are immune to Ori's attacks, but not the enemy. The list goes on. It's just confusing, but yeah, not a big deal. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. I've played the sequel too, Wisps, and it's unplayable. The loading time is about 10 times longer. The FPS is constantly dropping to slideshow level and so on and so forth. Blind Forest runs smooth and doesn't take long to load. So yeah, good game, but yeah, the sequel might be a little bit difficult to recommend. At least until I can actually play it.